This is the highly anticipated CANOE restaurant on the 54th floor of the TD Tower. I've been wanting to try out their tasting menu for the longest time, so we've decided to go for my birthday earlier this month. They went through a huge remodeling a few years ago, and when I walked in, I got this futuristic vibe from it. Maybe it's the lighting or the super nice view 50 floors high. The ceiling was also very unique. It was finished with a felt-type fabric, possibly to absorb sound. Their tasting menu has 9 courses and is 165 Canadian dollars per person. You can choose to add wine to your tasting for an extra $100 per person. Each table got bread to start along with their salted butter. The first course was probably my favorite, and it was the Atlantic oysters. It was wrapped in duck prosciutto, while the oyster itself was breaded laying on a bed of what tasted like a delicious potato and egg salad. But I'm not really sure what it was, I just know that it was delicious. The duck prosciutto was also very crispy and had the same texture as fried bacon. Next up is the roasted scallop, which, let me just tell you, came to a close tie with the oysters. Not only did it have roasted scallops, it also had BC geoduck, kohlrabi, and samphire greens. It was really a seafood party, and I honestly wish I could get more of this. The next dish was personally not my favorite just because I'm not a huge fan of gamey meat. It's the game à la Royale in a foie gras sauce. It was topped with crispy salsify, which is an edible European plant of the daisy family, in case you are wondering, because I personally had no idea. Next we had the Atlantic raviolo, and oh my gosh, this was just another heavenly dish. Raviolo just means a single ravioli, and it was about the size of my palm. Don't underestimate it just thinking that there's one, because it was still very heavy and satisfying. Dish number 5 was the Northern BC Sockeye. This is a miso glazed salmon, which had a very smoky taste, and it was cooked to just perfection, with the center being super juicy and not overcooked whatsoever. For size comparison, this is a very small piece of salmon, which I'll show you right now. It was maybe around 1 inch, no more than that. The details on this dish were spectacular. Look at this barbecue romaine, it was paper thin. The last savory dish on the menu was the burnt beef. It was a topside beef with a tongue-in-cheek choux farci, which is a stuffed cabbage. Again, it tasted a little gamey as it did contain bison meat, so it wasn't super up my alley. But for those of you who do enjoy game meat, it was really unique and the sauce was very good. To prepare for dessert, we had a little palate cleanser, the crispy CANOE. It was supposed to be sweet and salty, but it was definitely more on the sweet side. It tasted like a tart with frozen white chocolate shavings on top. I personally love beets, and for dessert, it was a beetroot chaga cake with a dark chocolate ganache and beet sorbet with a scorched meringue. Again, look at this presentation. It was truly a work of art. Like, look how thin that is. Let me deconstruct this for you all. Here is the chaga cake. Here is the sorbet. And this is the dark chocolate ganache. It tasted like fudge. It was awesome. I loved it. Last but not least on this tasting menu is the Petit Fours. It had truffles, a lavender rosemary cookie, and I'm so sorry you guys, but I forgot to film the last item. They were really petite, and this is a hand-size comparison. And this, my friends, concludes our tour of CANOE restaurant. They do provide free parking, so don't forget to get it validated. Again, if you like this video, please hit that subscribe button and give me a big thumbs up. I post videos every week, so I'll see you next week.